So today we're going to put a 3-pound package of bees into this box right here. So this is my first time putting packaged bees in a box. Previous years, the bees that we had bought came in an established nuke already, a nuke box, a smaller box, and we started the hives from that. So this time we've got a few extra new hives this year, and this will be the first one that we're putting in a 3-pound package. So if you do it differently, that's fine. This is the way that I've been with another beekeeper, the way that he's done it, and so I'm going to do it this way. Basically just dumping the bees into the box, placing the queen, and dumping the bees in the box. So I'll explain in further detail as I go along. So this is a regular 10-frame Langstroth hive. Cool thing about this is we already had bees last year, so I have some frames in here that already have some established drawn comb, as you can see here. So I'm going to give them some frames that already have some comb in it. Additionally, we have a couple frames with some honey as well. So first thing I'm going to do is, because these bees haven't been fed for a while, they have a little bit of sugar water in the box, but they're new bees and they're going to be hungry, is I'm just going to break open some of this honey, take some of the cappings off this honey so they can get right to it. That should get them started there. I think one more frame here with some honey in it, so that should get them going there. Okay, so just for the ease of this, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take one frame out for now, and I'm gonna put the queen in between these two frames here. So if you can see that, I'm gonna put her, well, I'm gonna put her right over here. I'll put her on this side. I'm gonna put a rubber band on here, and this will help hold my queen cage in. Now the person that I bought, the supplier that I bought these bees off of, he's had them for a few days, so the candy in the cage, which I'll show you, might be already eaten out a little bit. So I will we'll look at that when we get in there. See, all the bees are clustered up around here. This can inside has some feed in it, so a lot of the bees are going to be clustered up around there. So the top piece of wood here is stapled down, so I'll work at first popping it out, and you'll want to save this piece of wood because it'll help you kind of close off the top of this hole here whenever we take the can out. So one thing I can do right away though is I can knock these bees down a little bit just by tapping it down. Okay. I can start working this can out here. Should come right up out, and I can just cover that up right there. And I will set this just right down here. Okay, so the next course of action is going to be to get the queen out, and she is, if you can see, she's going to be hooked onto the end of this nylon webbing right there. So as I try to pull up these, so you can see the bees are already starting to kind of come back up to the top there. I'll just go ahead and smack that down one more time. And all right, so here's my queen. Make sure that she's okay and I can see her right away. She's living, she's good. Looks like they've eaten away some of the candy, but looks like there's still candy plugged in there, and I'll double check by pulling out the cork there. But not sure how well you can see here, but every once in a while you can get a glimpse of a bigger bee in there running around. So she looks healthy. I think they definitely got some candy still in there. And I'll just double check here. I'm gonna pull this cork out a little bit. If you can see this here. I'm just pulling this out here. Just make sure that there's not a lot left there. They could actually get her out pretty quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the cork in, and I'm gonna put her in there for a few hours, come back, and then I'll take the cork out. And by then she should be a little bit more acclimated to start working her way out. If she really wants to get out of there, she probably could. I could leave this in here for a day or so with the cork, or even probably 4 or 6 hours, and she should be acclimated there. So I'm gonna put her in first just like this for a little bit so all the other bees can start working their way into her. When I put her in there though, I wanna make sure that this screen is facing out. So I'm gonna put it on its side, just like this. Just like this. But I wanna make sure that screen's facing out so they can feed her, smell her, and get acclimated to her. So I'll do that right now. Put her in. Right there like that. And when I put the frame back in, I want to make sure that there's a little bit of a gap between those frames so that she has room, so the bees have room to get to her. So I'm going to push that a little bit into the comb there just to make sure there's some bee space. And when I come back, I'll take that cork out. So I'm going to put her right in here. Put this frame back in here. And there's going to be plenty of space for them to get into her. And then the next step is just going to be putting some bees in the hive. So there's more than enough space there. So the first thing I'll do when I dump some of these bees out is I'm going to dump some right on top of the queen. So I'm going to move this top cover out right now just so you can see a little better. I'm going to knock these down one more time so when I dump them out, they're all coming out at once and not starting to fly out as soon as I take this cover off. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here. Dump them right there. Right on top of the queen, somewhere right there. Toss that there. There's still going to be some bees in here. I'm just going to leave this right at the front of the hive. Right here. I'm going to put the can of sugar syrup right here as well. You can see the bees are already looking and crawling down in and through the frames. The queen is right in here. They're crawling in and around her right away. Right down there you can see the rubber band. And the rest of this, they're gonna start working right away. There's already drawn comb in almost every frame and 2 frames of honey, so that should be more than enough to get them started here. And I think I will just put this right up here like that. They can get to it there. All right. So they're a little bit out of sorts right now just because of what's going on. I didn't use any sugar syrup to spray them down with. Some people use that. I did not. So they're not quite as sticky, but they should all be flying back to the hive, especially now that the queen is in there. So the last thing I need to do is right now is put my inner cover on, which there's bees on the edges, so I'll just kind of put it on a little bit at an angle, pushing these bees back in. Pushing some of these bees off. And they should be happy and healthy here shortly. But if you have any questions, feel free to put a comment down below the video. Appreciate it if you would like or subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy seeing a variety of different types of maker activities such as beekeeping, sewing, woodworking, all that kind of stuff, which my wife and I love to do here at The Making Life, please do that. Please subscribe, please like the channel, and check back for more videos. If you have any questions, again, leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So, thank you.